We're back live with another edition of the daily live stream and with an update on how the crypto bull market is heating up here right now in 2024, gearing up for 2025, right? It's the jury is still out whether or not this is going to be a left translated bull market, which would have the peak be very early, way earlier than traditionally seen and expected. Sometime July, August, that could be the case. Who knows? If it's right translated, which is a normal way that the bull markets since the Bitcoin movement has happened, that could be out towards late 2025, but who knows? However, the sentiment of bear market has changed to bull market structure and things are heating up. And so what we do here at Cryptofluency is we have presented a model portfolio that takes a look at a portion of our holdings. We're tracking 24 Cardano Native Tokens as well as ADA included in this model portfolio, which is 25 overall. We have 50 assets in the Cardano ecosystem. You can gain access to this knowledge through our membership, through our official OG members. Okay, check it out, $47. It's basically a giveaway. This information is like gold because I put out weekly market updates, kind of like an annual newsletter, but I make it a weekly update, and it's really exciting. There's some great news that is going on right now, some super cool news. And right now, when we look at our portfolio, we have a couple differences. So if you've been following the channel, this is going to look a little different. What are we looking at? We have a lot of these numbers. I know it could be a lot to look at. And then you see that CNT1 has this green bar that started, that we tracked here, February 19th, 2024 is when CNT1 went off the chart. And it's actually very close to going off the chart a second time. And so we're going to keep our eyes on that. And if you've been watching the channel, you know what Cardano Native Token this is because we released it as a bonus, okay, a giveaway. But today, okay, and since then, we have not yet seen any other Cardano Native Tokens come off the chart in the portfolio, in the model portfolio. And what does going off the chart mean here? It means that the token went double in its value. And so every single time a token goes off the chart, we are going to highlight it, color code it in this first phase of green. Okay, so okay, ready? Spoiler, AGIX. That's the bonus. CNT1 is AGIX. Check it out. Check SingularityNet out right now. Man, there's tons of potential going on with this project. Once this goes off again, we're color coded a different color and we're going to put a 2 here and this bar will change to a different color. Okay, so this green represents the first time an asset goes off the chart. And today we have 2 more to the table. Okay, as you can see, CNT7 went off the chart. And then also very, very lastly here, and the CNT24 off the chart. Okay, this actually went kind of further off the chart. And so very exciting, right? It is my theory, obviously, that every single solitary one of these will turn to a green color at some point, if not 3 or 4 times will they go off the chart. Okay. And so it's exciting. CNT13, look how close this is. Look how CNT14 is very close. We have CNT5 basically threatening its doubling of value here. CNT2, CNT4, CNT3, just a little bit of a hiccup and these assets will fly off the chart. Okay, for you as viewers and as OG members or inner circle group members, there is a lot of time to make up and get into position with some of these CNTs that are kind of hovering sideways. You got 10, you got 11, 12. Look at these. 17, 15, 16, 18, CNT 22, 21, 20. Look at all of them that are moving sideways. Right? So if you're watching the video right now and you're like, wow, I missed out on CNT 24 or 7 or 1, look at all of these. Honestly, you go to our, it's $47 here, right? You click it, you get instant access. Okay, you click the button, you're gonna see all of the assets in our portfolio. Okay, you're gonna see them. You enter in your email, your name, right? We're not gonna barrage you with emails. I put out notifications that have extremely valuable relative content as it relates to every single one of these Cardano native assets in the portfolio. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get all 50 of them with their logos, with their websites, so you can safely connect to those websites and bookmark them to be safe, because there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. Okay, so we're doing that hard work for you here at Cryptofluency. If you want to get the specific list of the 25 that we're modeling in the portfolio, it's the Inner Circle group. Okay, the Inner Circle group is where you're going to get the model portfolio top 25 projects, as well as the rest of the 50. You're going to get different exclusive content that's more relative to the moves we're making on a daily basis. So you're also going to get that weekly content, but you're going to get the actions we're taking, the ISPOs we're participating in, the timing that all of this works with. Like, there's a lot that we're involved with, and there's more of a direct line of communication to what we have going on, all right, which could be tremendous. Now, you're going to have to pay a little bit for that, right? For $497, okay, yeah, this is valuable information. When you look at our portfolio, as we're tracking it, right? So what we do is we highlight them here in our portfolio growth tracker. We started tracking this, if you're new, on 1/25/2024. Okay, here we go. And what did we start at? $581,317 $1,000. We're also seeking to announce when our portfolio overall goes off the chart. And my friends, it's very quickly approaching that time where we're going to have to readjust this chart, because the entire portfolio is going to go off the chart. And it is my view that our entire portfolio will go off the chart many times. That's why I'm sharing this value with you. And if you look at what we have up here, okay, we're now in real time, every time I post a video, looking at the increase. $443,677 increase since we started tracking. Is it worth $497 for you to understand this exclusive value content that we put out through our massive scrutiny, fundamental analysis, technical analysis type work we do here to vet these projects and understand what they are, what they're doing, provide that information to you to cut 7 years away from your research time, to at least allow you the understanding of the opportunities? Whether or not you get involved in any of these projects is definitely your decision and your decision only. We're here providing an educational resource, modeling something that I don't think people are seeing or used to at all, especially in the cryptocurrency space. And it pains me in my heart to have this massive wave of opportunity pass by, staring at you in the face. However, you might not even know what's going on. All right. So I'm just putting that out there. Gave a little update video where I shared some secrets of the ancients. Check that video out. It's a little long-winded. The first half of it's a little long-winded. My last live video where I share 7 secrets. There's 6 from the book and there's 1 bonus. Okay. And that was approaching the $1 million mark. I wanted to make sure that before we get into the M's, that we pause for a moment and we take some time and understand what this is all about, right? It's not about the money, okay? It's about quality of life. It's about time. It's about meaning and purpose, okay? And so check that video out. We've been tracking. So on 3/2, we were nearing the M million mark, and now we have crested it. We have passed it. Could it in the next couple days go down below the $1 million mark? Yes, it could. Absolutely, it could. These markets breathe. They go up, they go down. Okay. But here's our increase, 443,000 in, okay. We're over a month now for sure. We are in, like, I don't know how many days that exactly is, but $443,000 within a month and a half. So we're proud of what we're doing here at Cryptofluency, and we're even more gracious with wanting to share this information with you in real time so that you can hop on board with an opportunity, perhaps of a lifetime. Might not come around like this again. There's always opportunities, but it's exciting. Okay, so CNT24, you want to know what these are? Check us out, right? Send us an email. If you can't pay the $497, send us an email. Say you want to get on some payment plan. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. The information that I got into, the masterminds that I had to get involved in to understand all this stuff, the initial payment was $5,000. It was like everything I ever had. And I didn't know what crypto markets were at the time. So I was missing out on so many opportunities. And if I would have put that $5,000 in the crypto markets instead of paying for the mastermind, gosh, my portfolio would have started to take off. But before you have something built, you need to take some time and educate yourself. And that $5,000 represented knowledge. And that knowledge was worth a priceless amount. And so here I am. Yes, it took me time. It took me 7 years to be in this position, to be where we are here right now. And so don't be discouraged if that's you. Hanging out, waiting, you feel like you missed the boat. Trust me, you have not missed the boat. Look at all of these opportunities here that are going on. Some of these are absolute monstrous sleepers, in my opinion. As per my notification to the members that I just released on Friday, there is some incredible news. Nobody knows about this news. I mean, yeah, you can do. It's there. Everything's public information, right? There's no insider craziness going on. It's deep research and understanding and communication and correspondence with these projects and vetting them under many different measures that I posted in the previous notification bar. So congratulations to you if you're there in the channel. And so before we move any further, we just want to take some time and point out that CNT7, CNT24 is finally hit this off the chart measure. Get ready in the next couple days. I suspect this to be a color-coded sort of look and feel. It's fun to now have this look a little different. All right, it was all white. All these charts were white, and now we're starting to see some green. Okay, we're starting to see some green here. The way that these charts work also is that you can see the date 1/25/24 when we started. These were the prices. So that was the price of ADA on that day. This was the price of SingularityNet on that day, CNT2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so CNT7 was at 15 cents on the day we started to track it. And so now see how it says that's 30 cents. That has doubled in value, right? So if you look at some of these tokens that I mentioned are going sideways, they are very interesting and exciting if you have the time to just try to understand. 3 cents, 2 cents. This is not even half of a penny, and it's actually over that, right? It's very closely getting towards doubling. In fact, this is probably darn near doubling. Yeah, CNT5 is getting, we could probably much call that, but we're gonna wait. I mean, we're in no rush here. We are in no rush. This is a longer game. My commitment to you all here on the channel is that this is going to be tracked for at least or up to 18 months. But as I said in the beginning, if this is a left translated cycle we're in, then of course it's not going to take the 18 months. We're tracking this till it goes into its bull market sentiment. So very quickly, what is a bull market sentiment? See my targets up here? These are my targets for ADA. My targets for ADA begin at the previous all-time high of $3, and the box then kind of pushes itself up to this $7. And I would say that this is highly conservative for me. This is my conservative box. The mid box goes from, roughly above that to the 8, 9, and all the way to like this like $17-ish mark. And then the bullish, the crazy, the insane, the entire world just all of a sudden adopts Cardano, leading up to one of my lucky numbers, $33. Whether that comes in this left translated sentiment beginning in like July, right? August? I don't know. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows, right? Or does it happen later here, sometime in the traditional scope of how these 4-year cycles measure out, right? Because some asset classes, cryptocurrency being one of those asset classes, are cyclical cycles. Okay, so they operate in cryptocurrency's case 4-year cycles. I think that has a lot to do with the Bitcoin halving events, which, by the way, my friends, is coming up in April. You can see behind me, you probably can't see behind me, but I have a chart back here written on the wall. I love writing stuff out by hand, and we are one of those boxes up there. You can't see it right now. Has the Bitcoin halving event highlighted. We pay attention to what goes on there, and we focus on some exclusive charts that indicate with investor tools and measures that point out what goes on when that happens as far as volume in Bitcoin. Because when Bitcoin makes moves, the altcoins follow. Okay, Cardano being an altcoin, and yes, every single coin building on the Cardano ecosystem, all of our Cardano native tokens are also altcoins. So there's a lag generally, right? There are outliers, as I've stated. But generally what happens is when Bitcoin makes its moves, there is a little bit of a lag, and then the altcoins tend to make their moves. And in Cardano Native Tokens case, those moves can also have an additional lag, okay? We're tracking all this in real time with some information. But what's exciting is that the portfolio growth tracker involves a lot of Cardano native assets that can just roguely explode on their own. And that's what's really exciting, because these projects don't even have any growth or they're not even on TradingView yet, because they don't have enough data. And so it's an exciting time. Okay, so what we're looking to do is at this point here, wherever we start to see bull off sentiment top, like this kind of stuff, right? And we zoom in, let me zoom in for you. When we start to see like this kind of stuff, and it starts to get up past that previous all-time high, what we then do past that previous all-time high portion of the bull cycle, and let's just give you a little bit from here to here. It looks like a really short time, but this is a weekly chart. This was 203 days, my friends, 203 days, and with all of this wild upside action. Now, just to keep that in mind, if you were allocating around this entire area, right? Let me see. Just for measurement purposes. If you were buying or accumulating ADA around this entire time, that was 742 days of time for you to accumulate back here. Okay. And so what happens is when you get into these positions, and then you're how much time is it from, like, let's say from like here to about here. This was, if I move this thing out of the way, this was from here, like, okay, so that entire time, right, of these like 700, this is 2 years worth of time. And then from here to here, where we would begin to look at what it would be like to cost average our way into another decision. So 140 days. 140 days, that's still a long time to hold, to be patient, to have the diamond hand, right? To hodl the position, where we would then look at doing other strategies. Now, what are those strategies? Full disclosure, what we're intending to do up here is we're going to cost average out of the positions. Now, before you go crazy and say, oh my God, what are you even talking about? Why would you ever do that? Don't you love Cardano? Don't you love the ecosystem? Don't you say that you support and you love all these projects? And my answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And so if you, okay, up here in this area have a portfolio that grew in last bull cycle's case 12,000%. So half of what we're doing here is investing. We're investors. Half of what we're doing is trading the swings. Okay? Meaning, if I want more Cardano, and if I really support Cardano, and I want more Cardano over time, does it benefit me to just have this portfolio that grows 12,000% and then just sit on it while it declines 90%? What would it be like if I took this growth, this 12,000% growth, and I cost averaged out of Cardano into cash, into fiat, into stable tokens, right? And then I take 25% and I pay taxes, or I pay 20 to 40% depending on your tax bracket, depending on what's going on, depending if you have a business. There's so many little aspects, right? Consult an accountant. Talk to accountants. There are tap tools, TAP tools.com is a great resource. It's actually one of the resources I use to chart all of our prices in the portfolio. They have a fantastic thing called Tap Tax. Consult accountants about taxes, but you're going to pay taxes. So you pay the taxes. You pay the 20%, the 40% of taxes. And then you can then do other measures. Some people take an additional 20%, 25%, and take it for your life. The portfolio grew 12,000%, right? I mean, are we in it to sort of live a little bit in our lives? Perhaps that could be up to you. Some people hold the entire remainder. What are you doing with that remainder? You're holding it, right? We're practicing the 6 principles, the parables of George Clayson that I talked about in the last live video. If you had the patience to watch it, is that we're in this for multiple years. We're setting ourselves up for the future, to when we're older, to when we may not have the ability to produce wealth and income as we can here right now in the moment we're given. So we take 60 to 70 to 80% of that portfolio's growth and we hold it this entire decline. So as the markets are declining 90%, and look at them, right? Look at how they do it. Look at how they go down. They do 90%. You don't believe me? Let's measure. Look at that, 96%. 96% decline. Everybody freaks out. Everybody who I know, who I help with this is like, I don't know, I'm freaking out. Yeah, you're freaking out if you held the position up there and you didn't do anything with it. And your portfolio shrinks 90%. But what is it like for you if you cost average out at that top? You hold that fiat with the intention to reallocate and cost average back in during this entire time. Again, this whole 2-year period of when you might be able to cost average back in, right? This whole time, perhaps. You're going to take that growth and you're going to reallocate, and you're going to have 10 times, 5 to 10 times more Cardano than you could ever have had sitting here declining for 90%. Yes, you could be staking. Yes, you could be doing stuff. So it's all your own decision, right? Everybody's going to do what they want to do. But someone, if you're saying to me, like, but how could you ever, it's because I want more Cardano in the end. And so that's the aspect of trading that is very difficult to wrap your mind around and understand. I talk to people all day about this, and wise investors, and they tell me, Derek, I'm just an investor. I'm not a trader. I'm just an investor. Okay, fine. You're just an investor. And so for this entire time, when the bear market's swinging in huge for this multiple massive amount of time, it's declining for 2 years and sideways for another year or two, right? You're bitter, you're upset. But the ones who have understood the power of trading, the swings, the tops, right? And we don't know when the top is. That's why we cost average out at certain points. Shout out to my OG members and Inner Circle members who are going to understand in real time when we're doing that, okay? And so that's what the power of writing these portfolios up and tracking this portfolio for 18-month time. But like I said, if it happens earlier, well, we're going to trade into fiat and we're going to progress this portfolio all the way to the late 2020 to the 2030s. So we can show what a true portfolio looks like over the course of time, right? There's no way that getting rich quick and all of this stuff makes any sense to anyone. You don't learn anything. It's actually worse, right? It's worse. You learn more through time and effort and work and strategy. So this is all very much hard work that we're putting in, all right? And just to really look at the BLX as far as these declines go, look at how long I've been studying this, all right? The green obviously shows the bull market, and then the red is the bear market. Bull market, bear market, bull market, bear market. Where are we at right now? We're in the midst of a bull market, okay? Who knows? I'll adjust this when the time comes. Maybe it gets up to 300,000. Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin, right? We follow Bitcoin as a leader of understanding, as our textbook, as our encyclopedia, okay? In these markets. And then there's going to be this decline. Why not understand? Why not take a look at what it's like to sell up here and reallocate down here? Do you not have more Bitcoin at the top here that you would then transfer? Yes, my friends. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre. What happens, what tends to happen is honestly, this is what happens. Even though they're told right now, you're watching this video like, yeah, I hear you, but whatever. Okay. You're going to buy here. People buy up here. It's bizarre. They do the exact opposite. What do? They buy up here and then they sell down here because it's too painful. Don't think that's you? Check yourself, right? Check yourself. And that's why I want this content out for you all, because it's our human nature to be extremely cautious and all that. And then what happens is when every news channel and everybody and every single person in the world is like talking about blockchain, when it's hot and it's exploding and it's on fire, that's when it is irresistible and people are buying in at these times, right? And they're selling during these times because it's too painful. They don't want to lose all their money. They're like, oh my God, it's going to 90%. It's going to go to zero. I'm going to lose every single thing. And you have, because if you bought it up here, right, at this very time where my cursor is, and it goes to here, you have lost your money. So unless you sit there and wait all the way, these years and years and years for it to go back here, will you ever see profit? And then what happens is I have another friend, he'll sell right there and miss all this. So it's backwards. You want to get in the groove. You want to get in the groove of knowledge, education, understanding, building the portfolio position. Because once you're in position, you sit back. You're in position. You don't need to do anything. You just sit. You don't actually, that could be the hardest part, is to not do anything when these markets are cycling. Okay? Now we're zoomed out, but when you zoom way in here, you can see that it's difficult to not do stuff when retracements happen. And believe me, there is going to be a big retracement here soon. This week, Bitcoin, it's literally touched. I think in certain exchanges and certain charts, it did hit its all-time high of $66,000, right? It's I think touched it, at least wicked up to it. See these little like lines above the candles? These are candles. These little lines above are called the wicks. So it's definitely wicked and hit the previous all-time high, but it could mean that this could explode up to like $77,000. Who knows? $80,000. But get ready for a massive decline, massive, from 59,000 there down here. This was a 46%-ish decline. That's huge. You know, if you wait and it bursts up and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to get in, and you buy in at 79,000 and you put $1,000 in, and then it just goes on. How long did that take? Let's just kind of go from here to here. Okay. 126 days. How painful is that going to feel if you just kind of FOMO'd in when it explodes up and you put $1,000 in, and for 126 days, you watch that $1,000 shrink to $500, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to sell here? Probably. And that's the thing that people do. People sell here, and they miss out on the patient game, right? In my opening, the opening to the live videos, I say that exposure to this kind of stuff can be nauseating and dizzying at times. And I mean that with all my heart. And so we want to model a steadfast hand for you all here. Okay. We have experience and we have a steadfast approach. Okay. We have composure here in the markets. Unlike many fudders and FOMOers and clickbaiters that I see out there. Okay, we're talking real deal stuff. We're not afraid to talk about what most people I don't see talking about. All right, so there is literally a final time for us all to capture some of this growth. Okay, the measures are up, and that's what we're tracking here at the portfolio. So I feel very strongly that this is going to start looking like a color-coded design of charts. We're going to see this one pop off. It's going to be a different color. Some of these projects I've seen in the past, they leapfrog and go actually 200, 300% in one day. And so we're just going to have to like skip the green and skip the next color and go to the fact that some of these are go off the chart threefold in one single day. Now, where do you want to be? Do you want to be capturing some of these at like 2 cents, 4 cents, not even 10 cents? All right. So for instance, it's CNT8, it's 0.000873. Okay. So if this goes to 0.08, that's a crazy increase. And so it's not that all these all have different tokenomics. They have different teams, tokenomics, emissions, utility, use cases. Okay. That's why the Inner Circle group and OG members are there, so that you can have some gained education. That's all for today. Just wanted to update what we had going on. We're going to be looking at a wonderful project. Yeah. Give you a little sneak peek. Cardano. Boom. All right. Boom. Next video, we're going to do something really special, and that is we're going to go through smart places. Smart places. Look at this. Genius Yield. Let's look at some of their partners. We're going to go through smart places in the next video. They just released their new up-and-coming white paper, moderated by AI. Guess which AI team? Okay, guess what AI they're partnered with? AGIX. Okay, they got the roadmap. They got the team of advisors. They're great. They got on, March 7th, on Thursday. So today's March 4th. On March 7th, they're doing a Spaces, right? Get down here into the Discord, become one of their Discord members, and you can listen in real time, right in real time, what they have going on. Look at this, Singularity Net. Okay, our number one pick, CNT1, NMaker, IMX, Genius X, okay? These are their partners. These are no chumps. Smart Places is really cool. What I love about Smart Places is it's not even a token minted yet, okay? It's not even minted. They don't have their token out yet. This is before. You can't get any earlier with Smart Places, right? So it's not in the top 50 that we have. It's not in the top 25. This is a token right now, and you're like, well, how can I get in front of Smart Places? Okay, well, look at this. There's this Unleash the Spark airdrop. Again, make sure you're bookmarking the exact website you see here, and they have these phases where you can take advantage of gaining some plots. Where are you at? Where are you at in your world? Huh? Because there are some opportunities. XPX airdrop, okay? Unlock your 1,000 SPX tokens. After this phase ends in 6 days, there's going to be one more phase. And I think that is going to be like 10 to 12 days long. And what's going to happen is you can right now, okay, unleash the spark, capture some of these plots, which are NFTs. Okay, they use augmented reality, which is sort of like this GPS that has divided the earth up in these hexagonal shapes. And again, I'm going to go into this in deep in the next video, so I'm not going to go too crazy. You could screenshot this if you want. Okay, and I'm just getting like hit with all these stinking things. Let's go to land plots. We have you have this is my account. This is kind of like the channel account, so there's nothing that you're going to see in here. But yes, if you check back through my videos, you'll see I have a couple Smart Places videos because I've been in tune with this project for over 2 years. Over 2 years. Yes, we have been taking advantage and understanding and learning the beauty of what Smart Places is offering the world. All right. All right. Look at every red thing you see here is a hexagonal shape. Let me just zoom in. Let me just zoom into this like area here. Okay, so like Ocean City. Look at all these land plots. Okay, so this is the boardwalk. Look at one of these land plots. So this is like on the boardwalk where there's like shops and all kinds of stuff. One of these land plots, look how big one of these land plots is. And so if you have this land plot, there is a lot that you could do with it. It's an NFT. And for every single land plot that you buy on Smart Places during this phase with ADA, through your connected wallet, or there's a way to set up your account, which we're going to get into in depth. We're going to go into deep dive with Smart Places because, my friends, every single time you do that, you're going to get credits that are going to give you points that you can then redeem for SPX tokens, Smart Places tokens, when they have their token generation event. That's happening soon, okay? And it's very exciting to be a part of a project. In fact, every single one of the top 25 projects is a project that when we looked at it and we started to do our research and our fundamental analysis was when the project was prior to their token generation event, meaning their tokens did not exist yet. Okay. Now they're here and now they're exciting and now they have their prices and their small market caps. Okay. So Smart Places, that's a little bonus for y'all, a little bonus. Okay. It's nowhere near here. It's not on the top 50. And so I'm going to be reviewing projects that aren't on the list of the model portfolio that are up and coming, that you can get a part in, you can look and be interested in for your own self, because, right? Yeah. You might say, well, I missed out on AGX. Okay. You missed out on AGX. Fine. If you think so, I think that AGIX has got this thousands and thousands of % gain. So I technically don't think that you missed out on AGIX. That's just my opinion. Right. But what about projects that aren't even here yet? Like Smart Places, they're trying to sit there and like move into the social fi, as they call it. Social media we hear. What about social finance space, right? Where these social media products, is anybody having a fun time on Instagram and all these places when there were these ads and all kinds of craziness? I don't know. Imagine being incentivized for your likes, for your clicks. Imagine being included to the decisions of how the app will change with your voting power with the tokens, and then you get rewarded and you get incentivized and all this stuff. I think the landscape of social media is going to change. I think that it's basically a monopoly, and they have their heydays, but once monopolies, sort of like blow their wad a little bit with their power and their usage, I think that what tends to happen is that they get broken up, right? You can look back at like Standard Oil and the Rockefellers and all that, right? So who knows, right? Who knows? That's kind of speculation. That's for another day. And so for today, I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you all a very happy day. I'll see you in the OG membership right now. Take some time, do some research, right? See what the space has to offer. We're excited here at Cryptofluency. I'll see you all in the OG Inner Circle membership right now. And cheers. We'll see you all soon.